Okay, we are going to look at playing the slideshow for the service. To start the service PowerPoint, go to the box folder, double click it open, and then select the folder containing the worship service PowerPoints. Double click there as well, and then click the current PowerPoint for the week, which is typically at the top. Double click, and it opens up. We can maximize the PowerPoint itself, and from this point we are in the editing area. So if there's something that needs to be done, we can do that from this point here before we go into the slideshow for this actual service. So when we're ready to do it, we simply select Slideshow, and then from over here, from beginning. And so at this juncture, what you see here in this area is what appears on the screen at the front of the sanctuary. To move through, you simply click here to move through the images and the slides. So whatever you see here, once again, goes to the screen. Now when there's videos like the countdown, or perhaps a promotional video for the Christmas shoe boxes, or a Ray Roberts or something, that will be on the screen moving, but not on your image area here on the desktop. So we just move through. Once again, you would go through one slide at a time, in time with the music, and you don't see the transitions so much here, but they are going to be evident on the screen. So you just click on through. For some reason, I'm not seeing a drag slider. There's two ways you can click through, just by simply clicking on this box here on the arrow, left or right, or you can even use your keyboard left and right arrows to do the same thing. Now typically at the bottom of the screen, we're not seeing it here, but there's usually a slider here that you can grab onto. It's usually right down in this area, just below the slides themselves, and you can click and hold and grab that and drag the slides left and right. So if you need to get to one farther down in the slideshow, you can do that. So another way of moving from one slide to the next, particularly if you have to jump a bunch of slides across, you simply click on the slide that you want to go to. So for instance, that kind of thing happens a lot, maybe not a lot, but that kind of thing happens when we are in the message. And I'm just clicking through these. Oh, you can see the slider right there. It's sliding across right there. You can see that right there? That little kind of area right there? See it moving across? For some reason I'm not seeing it here. I'm not able to put my cursor on it while I've got this video going to record. So let's just say, so that's one way. You could grab onto this slider here, click and hold, and drag it across and drag it back. And while you're doing that, it moves these slides left and right, but it doesn't change the one that is currently on the screen. That's always lit up right here for you, so you know which one you're looking at. Now, something that happens during services is pastor will read a longer passage. For instance, this passage here from 1 Thessalonians wound up being 3 slides long. So when pastor got to the end, he went to recap some of the things on the prior slides. So you could do it by a quick click back, click and click, and that will get you back one slide at a time. But a much more elegant way is to simply use this slider, if you need to get the slide that you want to go to up on the screen. Or we see this one's up. Let's just say he wanted to highlight what was talked about in slide number 48. You can just put your mouse cursor here, click that, and then this one becomes on the screen next. See, so you can jump around and click what needs to be on the screen, not necessarily in order. I can go all the way down here and click that one. So once again, if Pastor is on this slide and he wants to talk about what is on the part of the verse that's on 2 slides ago, you can just go to that one and click on that one, and it'll throw that one on the screen. And then you can go back to, okay, now I want to talk about the big idea. Well, we'll just go down to the big idea slide, click that there. So that allows you to jump a little bit if necessary, so you don't have to always just go one slide at a time, left or right. And certainly if you've got to go back 2 slides, it's much better on the screen to just go back to that slide, select it for the screen, and then you don't have that awkward transition as you go backwards. Okay? So that's all there is to this, and you just typically just continue to click through as things go right to the end of the service. And when you get to the end, you'll find things having to do with the invitation, the altar call, as well as the offering. And so when we get to those, we just simply put those up on the screen. Here's our typical invitation screen slide. This is one for offering, and this is one for perhaps final announcements. And this is one we can throw on the screen as folks leave. Okay, that's all there is to it. Just click through.